the Baltimore Ravens have found their next star player. We have a major update on the Ravens offseason progress of one particular Ravens player who's going to make a big impact on the field for a long time to come. Before I get into that, my name is Sam Stewart. I hope everyone is doing well today. Was unable to talk with you guys for a week as I was out of town, but I'm very excited to be back on the channel bringing you some big news. And before we dive into that news, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free to subscribe to this channel. Make sure you keep up to date with all your Ravens news and updates. We're getting into OTAs. We're getting close to the start of the season. It might not feel like it, but trust me, it is. We're going to be in the swing of action very soon. You're going to make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything going on with your Baltimore Ravens. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and get into it. We had a big article drop from Jamison Hensley on ESPN.com, and this article is about Odafe and the progress he has made this offseason. So I just want to show a tweet that has a great pull quote from it. Let's go ahead and pull that up here. And this is from A.J. Gersh, covers the team. Odafe came into Ravens OTAs 15 to 20 pounds heavier. Goal was to get more solid and stout. Went from 245 to 265. Said he was eating a lot of nasty meal prep, dry chicken, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, but it did the job. So anyone who has done any kind of meal prep knows how difficult these things and the discipline that these things require. So the fact that he was able to do this and, kind of joke about that, but on the same time, take those little steps to advance has meant a lot. So let's go ahead and see what John Harbaugh had to say about Odafe. And, one thing that I'm going to come back to in this video is this is going to be a big season for him for multiple reasons. So let's go ahead and take a look at Odafe stats last season. 10 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 23 QB hits, 39 combined tackles, and 25 slow tackles. A great year. But we've got to look at the playoffs because obviously one thing that has been a theme throughout all these videos is the Ravens have to continue to improve if they're going to get over the hump. There is a championship window in the NFL. The Ravens have actually had a long one compared to a lot of teams, but I believe they have the chance to get back there this year. But they're going to need to have players step up like Odafe. So let's go ahead and look at what Hensley had to say about this rather. Odafe put on 20 pounds this offseason, transforming into a more powerful pass rusher. He went from 245 pounds to 265, which is the heaviest he has ever been. The decision to bulk up came immediately last season. Owe finished with 1 tackle, including no sacks, quarterback hits in the 27-25 AFC divisional playoff loss at the Buffalo Bills. So one thing that's very important to consider here is you want guys on your team, dogs, guys who are going to take their job, it means something personal to Uwe at this point, because if you think about it, this is how we feel as fans. The Ravens finally are seeming like they're going to get over the hump versus the Bills. But this game kind of shakes out the way it has for the Ravens in the past few years. And, what he does is he goes down to Miami right away, starts training, starts working out really hard. I mean, this is the dedication of a guy you want on your squad. And let's look at the challenge that Harbaugh issued to Owe at the start of the offseason. Go be the best in the business. And from Hensley, Owe already has a target number of sacks in mind for the season, but doesn't want to reveal it. He'll only say that he wants more than last season. The Ravens are going to need Owe to be disruptive early. In the first 4 weeks, Baltimore faces Josh Allen, the reigning MVP, Jared Goff, the NFL's second leading passer last season with 4,629 yards, and Patrick Mahomes, a 3-time Super Bowl champion. So here's the thing, guys. It's going to be a tough stretch. We're going to see, like I said in previous videos, how this Ravens team reacts right away when they face this tough competition. But, just from the look of it, Harbaugh, has a great idea of what Uwe can do. And, he really met that challenge Owe did heading into this offseason. You saw him out there, right? How good does he look to you? He looks good. He's put on 12 or 15 pounds of muscle. It's really 20. He worked really hard. He's just very determined to be really great. Now, The Ravens have a history of great linebackers, as we know. Terrell Suggs was a guy who so many Ravens fans associate with the linebacker position with the tackling position. So, I mean, here's the thing. It's going to be a big year for OA. And you want to see out of this guy him taking the next steps. And, why is this year specifically, why are we seeing this article, why is it so big? And why am I so enthusiastic about this guy, talking about him, being a dog and all these things? The thing is U is actually entering into a contract year in 2026. Pass rushers, outside linebackers are in big demand heading into this season and have been recently with the amount of passing that the league is taking. It's a passing league now, as you'll hear a lot of pundits say. But that means on the defensive side too, those guys who can rush and get after the quarterback are a value. Now, if OA didn't really care about the success of the Ravens, or he didn't really have that personal drive, he would probably just wait to the contract year, see if he can get paid. Now, he said in the article that this is part of it, but think about it. He's doing this a year ahead of, the contract year workouts. This is not during the year. It's going to be a contract year, but he's dedicating himself to this before the season. This is not something that's going in the workouts heading into next season. This is not something that is meant to say, hey, look, I've improved from where I was at previously. This is a dedication that it takes to win a championship. This is the culture that John Harbaugh has brought to the team. He challenges players, and they're willing to respond. There's a lot of guys in the NFL I don't think would take this step. There's a lot of guys who aren't willing to do the little things necessary that OA has done this offseason. And I think one thing to think about is these guys have the resources to do anything. They don't have to spend their time eating this bad food, and not as bad. I'm sure that it was fine, but they could be eating fancy steak dinners, things like this. But take that discipline, put it into your craft when you've already had a breakout season like OA. That just showed the level of commitment these guys have for Coach Harbaugh and the level of dedication we're seeing from this team as a whole heading into this next year. All right, everyone, let me know in the comments what you think about OA and if he's going to make a big impact this year. Do you feel like this offseason for him has demonstrated what type of year he's going to have, or are you still looking forward to maybe seeing things on the field first? So you're not convinced quite yet that this means anything. Let me know in the comments, and until next time, this is Ravens Digest. I am Sam Stewart. We'll see you next time.